Oh, hi. How are you? Welcome to day 50 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings. Day 50. Oh my God. Well, that's pretty huge. That's a huge credit to you and lockdown and the helicopter flying overhead right now. I mean, everyone's celebrating. This is immense. Someone must have broke lockdown. I don't know. Wow, day 50. Thanks for sticking with it. That's really good. I mean, let's not actually undermine the achievement of the motivation it takes for you to get yourself up to this point. So really well done, you. Thank you for staying with it, because as I said before, this is helping me as much as it helps anyone else, I hope. You know, it's brilliant that I get to get up and think about the stuff that I would normally do, either going into teacher class or going in to run a warm-up at Hogwarts. It's brilliant. So I really appreciate that you stuck with it. I'm going to keep going. So let's do this one, shall we? Core day today. Let's just bash it out. Go on. I dare you. All right. Let's get our playlist ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we're going to start with feet a little bit wider than hip width today. Not a full horse stance. A full horse stance usually is about 3.5 feet. This would be 1, 2, 3.5. A little extreme to start off with. So let's go like a pony stance. So just a little bit wider. And still just let the butt sink down towards the ground. What you'll find is with a wider stance, don't know if you guys can hear that, there is a helicopter. With a wider stance, it will really start to accentuate where you can feel where the tensions are. So it can be a really good diagnostic tool to find out where you're tight. And it can also be a way that you can really focus in on those areas. So we're going to go a little wider. And you might feel that there's a bit more engagement across the small of the back. You might feel there's a bit more tension going down through the inner legs, which may express itself over the knees. So to think about, because we don't want this, we want this. To achieve that, we have to have release over the pelvis. So just in your own mind's eye, just take yourself into where you think you're tight. I'm going to suggest to really let go of the belly, nice round Buddha belly. At the same time, there's that sphere expanding out from the small of the back and through the hips in every direction. While you're working on that, just roll through the shoulders. Really unclench those butt cheeks. You don't need them. No clenching. Broadening across the diaphragm. And really listen to where the ground's connecting your feet, where the weight is distributed, and try and make the changes across the pelvis that allow that to equalize. So there's equal weight between where the ball of the foot is on the big toe and little toe, and also between the ball of the foot and the heel. So that tripod, that tripod is equal. Now try and find that through relaxation. So if you just tense the muscle to try and crank your legs out wider or narrower, try and find what muscles are making those tensions pull those feet out of alignment, and start to try and release them. It might not be those muscles themselves that are actually tight. It might be somewhere around the shoulders, or the pecs, or the diaphragm. Wow, that helicopter's really joining us today. Keep going, you might have a little bit of stiffness around the arms. I'm completely projecting. I have stiffness around the arms, but you've probably done the same stuff I have. So, yeah, good, going forwards. Really broadening across the neck as your arms start to get tighter, the neck starts to seize up. Let the top of the head lift, the chin slightly tucked. Soften across the tops of the shoulders. Good, into forward monkey chicken. Check back into the pelvis. Good, shake it. Good, and just lightly working through the shoulders. Nice and light. And just start to let the elbows come into that. So you are not just raising the elbows, you're raising the elbows and the shoulders together, which is generally what we don't want you to do. Normally we want the elbow to raise with the shoulder sinking, but for the moment, let's do both. Helicopter circling back. Good, and then just start to roll the shoulders alternately. Good, all right, just start to take that into a twist. Just flossing through the spine. Keep the eye line up, keep the head lifting up, the butt sinking down. It's like you're rotating on a steak. I don't mean a meat steak, I mean like a wooden steak. Straight down the middle, it's twiddling and it just makes you turn around. Okay, now keep the hips facing forward and get the shoulders going. Let's hit the head staying still straight away. You can all do that now. Good, into reaching. Really get a bit of a stretch. You can already start to feel like you're popping out one rib side than the other. So even though I'm reaching up, I'm pushing the ribs out on the diagonal. And I've got little lovely crunchy sounds coming through my shoulder blades, so you might have that too. Just start to raise the legs up a little bit, kick them up. Beautiful. Just start to take that out for a diagonal now. Really feel as the fingers go this way, the ribs go that way. Don't put tension through the movement though. Don't tense to let yourself know that you're working. Just be released. And just gradually starting to take this down now for a sort of a hunched over. Wow, that helicopter's really not going away. Good, reaching up through the spine with wide legs, rolling down through the spine. And back up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Going back up. And down again. And just hanging out there, rolling through the shoulders. And I haven't got the legs super wide. Just going to start to wiggle out the hips. And bending the knees slightly, I'm going to go to one foot and center. But I'm turning the body as I go. And I'm trying to reach actually with both hands behind the other heel. All right, take the feet wider, keep going. All right, now just take it from side to side. Keep the movement nice and free. And starting to get a little bit of a weight shift now. So I'm actually bending the knees, going from side to side, still trying to touch behind the heels. All right, take out the twist and just go from side to side. Beautiful. All right, taking one hand, reaching up and to touch the floor. Other hand can go out if you want. So I am actually twisting, still trying to get behind that heel. And the other arm going up. If you twist that other arm behind you, it gives you a nice stretch across the torso. I'm driving through the heel of the foot as I come up. Good. And this time reaching forwards as we go from side to side, tapping behind the calves. And as I warm up, what I'm going to do is start to just turn myself around a little bit more. reaching forwards. And now into a rainbow with a little bit of a lean other side. You can go half time if this is a little bit too intense. Good, just back to the legs now. Well, since we're almost on the ground, let's put our butt to the ground. You love it. All right, tray of drinks. Actually, let's start with juggling balls. So reaching up through here, and I'm going to do this. Obviously quite rubbish juggling, but we can pretend. So the engagement's coming through the stomach, not the neck. All right, let's juggle out to the side. So this is going to make a little bit of a wiggle through the body, so you're going to want to do this. I want you to engage the core and relax the arms to minimize the amount of that wiggle. Staying there. Now the tray of drinks. One side, the other side. Don't spill the drinks. No. Keep it level the whole way. Go back a little bit. Keep going. Okay, give it to people who are behind you. Don't take the tension through here, it's all through the guts. Okay, give it to tall people. Back to arms wide. Imagine you're chucking a ball from one side to the other. And it's a tiny little golf ball. Okay, now it's a tennis ball. Actually see it go? You're very good at catching, I have to say. All right, now it's a basketball, so it takes a bit more weight. All right, massive beach ball. And now arms to the side. Someone wants your beach ball, tell them to get away. Go away, shoot. No, my beach ball. No, don't touch it. Double time on this, go. If that's too hard, you can put your hands down. Keep going, going. And relax down. You rock. All right, just settle the back on the floor for a second. And we're gonna lift up through a bridge and rolling down. And up, and down. 2 more. Up and down. Last one. Up. Good. Bring the feet in behind the butt on the balls of your feet, close to your butt. And we're going to go up. Open the legs, keeping the hips high. In, just lightly touch and back up again. So we go down, up, out, in, down, up. Feel like you're sending the pelvis away rather than trying to hook it towards the ceiling, so it's lengthening through the spine away from you. A couple more of those, just to really let you feel it tomorrow. Don't let the pelvis drop as you're widening your knees. All right, straight into having the knees in, pushing them back into the floor and down. And in. And down. Back into the floor. You guys are racing this, I can tell. All right, feet straight into a tabletop. And just gonna go down and up. Actually, if you can put the hands here, put them here, here. You can put them behind your head if you want as well. So make sure this movement's coming from the hip and not from the knee like this, because that is cheating. So touch and up, touch and touch. Good, then we're just going to go alternate with the arms. Just bursting the balloon with the small of the back. Make sure the engagement's pulling through from the center of the spine. You're not using the neck, you're not using the flexors on the knee and the legs, on the hips. Good, keep the feet up. Just come up, and we're going to do small barrels with the legs up. Ooh. So, the legs are going to want to wiggle. Try and relax them so that you can keep steady. If this is too intense, just pop the legs down. So you really have to work quite hard to try and keep the legs stable. How much do you love this? It's great, isn't it? Good. Now if you haven't already, put the legs down. Keep going. A little bit bigger now with those movements. You should be able to get a bigger range than what you're just doing. Good. Legs straight back up into tabletop and touch. Great. Keep them up in the tabletop. Hands behind your head. Going to do mini crunches, pulling in from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Halfway. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You rock. Good. Just relax for a sec. Legs straight up in the air and switch. Okay, now we're going to put 2 little bounces in. If you'd like to increase the workload, which I know you do, just come up a little bit. So lifting the shoulder blades off the floor. Keep breathing. Breathing's good. For those of you on my playlist, I've got John Farnham now. Get in. Nothing more inspiring for core work than John Farnham. Alright, good. Relax. Bring the knees in to stretch out for a second. Feel how good it is to be alive. Last one in this set. Second last one in this set. Legs out, we're going to go around. I just realised you couldn't see me doing this the other week, so it's this. So we're doing little switcheroos. So starting lying on the floor. And if you want, you can put little bounces in them. That just gives you a little bit of extra work to do, which I know you all want. Good. Relax for a second. Now this is the last one, I promised. Legs straight up. And we're going to do our dying fly. Out on the 45s, back in. Yep, I'm keeping it slow because it's hard. Couple more. Make sure you're not arcing through the back. It's pushing into the floor. Beautiful. Tuck those knees into the chest. Indulge in the release. Just do some little circles around with the legs. I was totally going to start singing then. Go, John Farnham. Alright, on the side, lifting up, staying on balance. Stay here for a sec. On this elbow bend, we're going to do the reaching in and up. Good, straight up into our hip dips. Make sure you're not locking out the elbow that you're supporting yourself on. Just 4 more. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. Changing sides. Just holding up through the elbow. And then starting our curves. Two more. That's 7 and 8. Good, coming up into our dips. And going. Four more. From here, straight over into plank. Yes, you love it. Just stay here for a second. Think about how good life is. Oh, how much do you love it? All right, we're going to creep out. So we go out. And you're starting with the left hand first. Left, right, left. Make sure you're really drawing in your belly button into the spine. Now leading with the right hand. Good stuff. Pop your knees down. Back into a child's pose. Just breathe deep there for a sec. Good. Back up into a plank. We're going to leg in and then up. Good work. Changing legs, making sure you're drawing through the shoulder blades here. Belly button into the spine. Other leg, off we go. Good work. Back down into rest. Woo! Good. Coming up into all fours and just wag your butt. Get into some of our cat-cows just to work out the back. So stretching up and reverse. Good. From here, just going in and out, like we did yesterday. And change arms. Four more. Good, back up into a plank. So you're going to go plank, then lift the butt into a down dog, then back down into a plank. Butt high. I'm not actually going into a full down dog. I'm staying on the balls of my feet. Keep going. Good, from here, lowering down and into the quarantine despair position, hands behind your head. Squeeze the traps, go up and down.
this is too intense, remember the modification is just to squeeze in the traps here. And if you can, we're going to hold up. If you're feeling comfortable in this, we're just going to go twist, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. And into our forearm plank. One of my favorites, oblique twists. Such a good one, this one. How much do you love it? I love it. From here, lift the butt up into a dolphin and back down. Good, knees down. Into all fours, just to finish our groundwork. Tuck the toes under, pick yourself up. Pull the fingers into the knees. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good, and down. Arch up. And down. And up. Good, just coming into a crouch. Rolling up through the spine. Good. Rolling out through the shoulder. Changing arms. Good. And knee. Pull up your pants, take it into a kick. Keeping strong through the core. All right, single leg raises. Changing leg. Woo. To the side. Slow it down. Four more. Looks like I found the straight bit of the floor. That's good. Other leg. Oh no, that's the crooked bit of the floor. My mistake. Lift up through the hips. Really try and control it up. Don't just flick the leg up. Great. All right, straight back into our hips. Get rid of all the tension we've just developed. Use the hands. 2 into the circle. Nice and free. And front to back. Flopping at the wrists. And circle. And the other way. And back into this, just whipping out the shoulders. Nice, switching up. Send the butt out backwards, bending over. Stretch. Woo! How much do we love core? I like core. Popping out one hip than the other. And bend the knees. So bend, 2, and straighten. Bend, 2, straighten. 2 more. Good. Take yourself over to the left leg, bending the right. And straighten. 2 more on this side. Good. Across to the other leg, bending the left. Two more. Good. From here, just swivel on your feet, pop the knee down, and just take yourself into Bringing that pelvis forward and back, stretching out through the hip flexor. Lifting up tall through the head still. Okay, then we're just going to go forwards and back. And up, leaning over the leg that you're stretching forwards. So if your right leg's forward, you're stretching over to the right. Good, coming back, changing the feet over. Lifting up tall through the spine and just working the pelvis. And going into the dynamic stretch, so forward and stretch. Forward and down. I don't mind if you want to flex this foot as you go back. This depends where you want to get the stretch. For me today it feels better to keep the toe pointed. Good, going up and stretching over the front leg. Beautiful, bring yourself just onto seated and big diamond. Dig the knees into the ground, belly button upwards and forwards, wiggle through the legs, stretching out the small of the back and also the glutes. Good, now bring the feet into the pubic bone and little butterfly flutters, lifting up tall through the spine. If you want, you can start gradually bringing that chest upwards and forwards. Beautiful. Just take yourself right into your belly and into a cobra stretch. Just pulling the fingertips towards the elbows, stretching the face forwards. And going down. If that was comfortable for you, you can put your hands under your shoulders up into an upward dog. Just stretching out that belly. Good, and back down. And just to finish, I mean it, I really mean it. Just get yourself in a cross-legged position, or if that's not comfortable for you, in a child's pose position, just going down, stretching out the small of the back. Dig the fingertips into the floor and just pull back gently against them. Relaxing the head down towards the floor. No tension through the back of the neck. If you've reached as far as you can go and you think you can go a little further, just creep them out a little further. And nice deep breaths. Good, deep breath in. Use your hands to bring yourself up as you breathe out. Change over. If you're just in child's pose, then go back down again. Other side. And creep it a little further if you think you can. Relax the head right down. Feel like your shoulder blades are sliding sideways down towards the floor. And deep breath in, breathe out, and come up. Wow, team. That's the end of day 50. That's all I got. I seem to have a memory of like days up until maybe day 16 or 20. And then they've all merged into one day. So as far as I'm concerned, it's gone from day 20 to day 50. I don't know what happened to the other 30 sessions in between then. Apparently there's some, because when you go onto the YouTube page, there's lots there. So I must have been doing something. Again, thank you for joining me. It means a lot to me. And again, thank you so much for your continued messages. They really mean a lot to me. So we'll do this all together. Let's keep going. Let's keep going as long as we need to. So all the love to you. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you on the other side. Take care of yourself.